Hi all, how you doing? I hope you're doing great wherever you are in the world. So yesterday we had the report, the FUD report that came out from Matrix Port that said that the Bitcoin ETF was not going to get approved. And now the block here is saying the SEC will approve a spot Bitcoin ETF as political necessity, says TD Cowen. And the SEC will approve a spot Bitcoin ETF by January 10th deadline as a political necessity, according to TD Cowen. To us, this is a political necessity as the agency needs to cement its role as a crypto regulator before Congress consider broader crypto legislation. TD Cowen Washington Research Group, led by Jarrett Seberg, wrote in a note on Tuesday, "We'll also believe the agency does not want to lose a legal challenge to its refusal to approve Bitcoin ETFs." So you've got at least 12 companies. I think it's more like closer to 20, but I'm not exactly sure. Now, if they refuse these, they're going to basically end up in hot water. They're going to get legally challenged by ARK Invest and BlackRock and all these other companies. Okay, because a judge has ruled pretty much that there shouldn't be anything to stop these Bitcoin ETFs going ahead by January the 10th. So it's kind of nailed on, in my opinion, that this is going to happen by January the 10th. January 10th deadline is when the SEC must finally decide whether to accept or deny an application from Cathie Wood, ARK Invest, and 21 Shares, the first group to file a spot Bitcoin ETF application. By that time, the SEC could also rule on other similar filings. More than a dozen firms, including BlackRock and Fidelity, have filed spot Bitcoin ETF applications. TD Cowen is among several analysts that are confident that the SEC will approve spot Bitcoin ETFs by next week. Last week, citing sources, Reuters reported that SEC may notify whether the 14 firms vying to issue a spot Bitcoin ETF would have its approval or not as early as this week. Okay, so I think that's one of the issues, is that some people expected it to be released yesterday or today. So every time it isn't getting released, then people are sort of worrying about it. Okay, and it just causes people to sell, start saying, "Oh no, it's not going to happen." Okay, but I believe close to 100% that this is going to get approved. Okay, a lot of people say 95%. I would say it's more like 95.5%. Okay, that it's going to get approved. Ahead of possible January 10th launch. Price of Bitcoin has rallied over the past months. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Aside from the SEC nod for spot Bitcoin ETFs on the crypto policy front, the focus has also been on two Republican-led bills over the past year. One bill wants to regulate stablecoins on the federal level, while the other takes a comprehensive approach to crypto's market structure. Both bills passed out. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the thing is, they want to approve these because it's going to actually give more regulation, and that's kind of what they want. So I can't see the SEC not approving these by January the 10th. The other thing, you think about all these meetings, we've all heard all these meetings that to dot the I's and cross the T's of all these just going over their ETFs. BlackRock have, been chatting to them on the phone and that. So every single company has been chatting to the SEC on the phone, going over the ETF, the fine details basically. So why would they bother going to all that detail if it wasn't going to get approved? So that's the big thing to me, is the SEC they wouldn't be talking to all these people on the phone and having all these meetings, hours and hours. Why would you bother doing that if you know you're gonna not approve it? Okay, you wouldn't waste your time. So that is the big thing for me. What that makes it seem that it's going to get approved, in my opinion. So it's more like closer to 100% get approval. Now, maybe some firms won't get approved because they did something stupid in the paperwork or something like that. Maybe they didn't quite dot that I or cross that T. Okay. But that is the only thing that I can think of. They just do something, they leave something up, but I can't even believe that's going to happen. I mean, that would just be crazy. But I believe the majority of these firms are going to get approved all at the same time, in my opinion. And then when that happens, well, I'm only speculating now, then the likelihood is that Bitcoin will go up in price. Okay. I mean, if the Bitcoin price tumbles down because people think it's not getting approved, then the chances are it's gonna, I was gonna say tumble up. You can't tumble up. The price is gonna go up if it does get approved. So that's my take on it. Okay. So personally speaking, I would hang on to your crypto. Don't get footed out. All right. Don't sell because you'll be regretting it. You know, if you sold yesterday at 41,000 when it tumbled down, I mean, you're probably regretting it now. But I mean, who knows where the price is going to go, and who knows where price of altcoins are going to go. Altcoins are likely to go up more than Bitcoin. That tends to be the case for these things. So, you know, if Bitcoin goes up 15%, you know, again, I'm only speculating. I'm not a financial advisor, and that, you know, maybe some of these altcoins go up 25% when it gets approved. I mean, that's what I'm kind of hoping, but whether it does or not, I don't know. Okay, but that's my sort of theory on things. So we've got less than a week to see what happens. See what happens. Hang on to your hats. Catch you later. Anyway, thanks for listening.